You know when you really like a song in your stream playlist and you have to fade it down because the game's starting? Yeah, this is Crossy on board with Eclipse Gaming TV and in association with Blackout Gaming. Map number 2 coming up in this CSGO League UK semi-final. We got Blackout squaring off against Appronto. And, oh, great, I don't have a scoreboard. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to try not to forget about that when I pop the scoreboard up a little bit later on and can't give you useful bits of information. Probably try and fix that at some point as the 9th round is underway, and we're looking forward to the first half kicking off. Apologies if I am a little bit rusty. Flashback 18 months ago and I was the commentator that had maybe lost touch with competitive Counter-Strike. Flashback to today and I am now the competitive Counter-Strike player that's lost touch with commentating. So a little bit on the rusty side, but grinding my way slowly back into it. And there's going to be plenty of action on the Blackout Gaming stream and potentially on this stream if I can't fix the settings, as we're going to be following this team in some of their league affairs, including this one. The semi-final, I believe, is next Tuesday, if they're able to get through. The final, sorry. Watching one of the 2 semi-finals here today. With any luck, we will be supporting Blackout Gaming in that final. But from the performance that Appronto put in on Blackout Gaming's map on Mirage, I wouldn't put it past them to take this to a 3rd and deciding map as the push comes in. Eden with the headshot. That's 2 for him already, opening his account in this second map. 2v2 situation. Bomb is dropped, but this is difficult. Lots of bullets in the clip for these silenced pistols, and they get the crossfire going though. Ablaze and Eden with 1 apiece. Eden with the 3K to start things off, and I can't do the scoreboard thing. Brilliant. Okay. I think I'll probably have to work a retry or something like that, so I'll wait for an opportune moment to try and fix that. In the meantime, we will press on with what we've got. Blackout Gaming with a 1-0 lead early on. Going to try and piggyback through and get the next couple. Nades and utility flying into the mid-garage area. Maybe going to think about using the boost. Time in though, just going to sit back. Miguelito up on the boost, going to try and catch someone off guard, but not the kind of thing you want to be doing at this stage on CT side. Sloth sees a player left side A garage. We'll be calling that with any luck. The Blackout boys won't rotate too aggressively on that. It is just one player showing themselves as Haidar gets the first frag of this second round for Miguelito trades away on Haidar over towards the mid area. So Sloth trying to keep mobile with a scout. Here's one weapon where you can get away with running and gunning to a point. Takes a bit of splash damage, but the Glock isn't going to do huge amounts of damage to him from that range. Now a bit more action coming into the A site. So rotates do come in. Shroomy over towards the B site. No action coming his way as of yet. Appronto going to drop out and try something a little different this time. Utility, etc. goes in. Altalai is going to be leading the charge. The call will be coming in from Shroomy, knowing there's players going in his direction. Tries to get some utility flying off, and that works quite well. Allows Ablaze to get 2. Make that potentially 3 over towards the back of the site. No, that's going to be Eden with it. And Eden again with another frag for his account. Symphony at the back. And he's going to be Blackout Gaming with the second round on the board. Probably going to get this next one as well, you would expect. Going for pretty much a full save here. The Appronto. Haidar in from behind, he's got one, make that two. We'll be calling the third guy going out to forklift as well, I'm guessing, and he does get the 3K. Last man is inside Squeak. He's got himself a weapon. On some fire round about his toes. Steps out, going to try and get what he can. That's Eden who steps into it before Shroomy is able to clean up, and we take it to a 3-0. I need to try and put in a cheeky retry to sort my scoreboard issue, which I will do momentarily, but I think this is going to be quite crucial, this first buy versus buy situation. Blackout with a 3-0 lead. This is Appronto's map choice, just to highlight. It's an interesting map cache. A few dynamics that we will talk about over the course of this map, I'm sure. And if they don't become talking points, well, I will talk about them anyway, because they are absolutely key to the way that the way the cache plays out. Haidar with an opening gambit before two franks go through in favour of Appronto. He's going to try and win this first buy versus buy the counter plays. Gets one. He's got a player on 2 HP and he whips out his pistol, bringing it in numbers advantage to Blackout Gaming. Can they win this first buy versus buy as well? Potentially, I think they can. Miguelito with the AWP. Does pick up the frag on Eden. Maybe would have been tempted to let them have that. Let them have mid control. It is crucial at various points in this contest, but 3v2 advantage, maybe not so much. Shroomy with the M4, maybe thinking about saving at this point.
Bomb has been planted.
Can't see his finances. He has got a kit. So it gives him 30 seconds or so to try and make something happen. Sees player over towards quad. No, Miguelito picks up the frag. I'm going to go for the retry now and see if it fixes that scoreboard issue I've got. Make sure that that doesn't, or fingers crossed, sorry, that it doesn't backfire on me. Blackout Gaming win the first pistol round, piggyback through, get the next two, and it was a buy versus buy going in favour. Have I got a score? Right. Okay, cool. No scoreboard for me then. We will plug on regardless. Any fixes, please let me know in the stream chat. If that's not another sign that I don't stream enough on my own channel, then there you go. Little comment about playing left-handed. Yes, I am left-handed. Therefore, I like my Counter-Strike player to be left-handed. I name him after myself as well, and Haidar. Wow, what a one dig that is. No messing around. I don't think he even really saw him. I think he just fired off a shot, and he's got the chance to make a second through the smoke and has retrieved himself an AK. What an eco that is. PTK, though, had the number on him and was able to shoot through. PTK then into quad, catches Shroomy a little off guard. I think he might have been trying to throw some utility in from the pressure that's coming in, and oh wow, they are on an absolute rampage. They are not messing about, these guys of Appronto. It's their map choice, their T side. Blaze in the vents, spamming through. He's done absolute naffle damage. That is an official technical term, naffle damage. As Sloth with the AWP takes one frag, 2v2. Both players on the site. Blaze steps out, has an angle on headshot, but I think they knew that there's going to be something coming in from there, and Alterai steps out from back left, able to get one. Sloth with the AWP in hand, can't do too much with that, and it is going to be 3-2. That AWP is retrieved as well. So we'll have to look at the finances here while we've got the opportunity. Going to be an eco from Blackout Gaming. And I think as we have an eco, this might not be the worst plan. As Vinzo spamming through the metal. Symphony with one frag straight away, taking down Eden. Trying to go for the counter boost. That has categorically been shut down. And Hyde, our last man standing with the 1D again, traded out instantly, and we are looking at 3-all. So, I want to talk to you very briefly about mid control. Now, mid is one of the areas on Cash that is a very contentious area, and you see me wazdering like I'm in Z, playing it for real. But yeah, mid is one of those areas where, sorry, I keep hitting my space bar, where it is such a contentious issue as to how you actually want to play it. You know, teams on T side and on CT side, some are obsessed with mid control, some aren't really fussed about it at all. Same thing for the Mirage setup that we saw, and you know, these maps, they can play in a very similar way. They have a side where you would suggest they play that way more often than not, but you can see them play the other way. Some teams really want to get the mid control. Some teams really don't care about it. They leave it alone for the most part for their own individual reasons. And you know, to be honest, it doesn't matter too much either way. You've got the economic pressure, which you feel particularly on CT side, but you can on T side as well if you really struggle to get any kind of plants or entries into the site. And they are quite similar, but in terms of the skills that you need as individuals, as players, Cash does suit some more than Mirage. Eden just misses the opportunity, blind in the vents to do anything there as the rush comes in. Megalito drops a nade to the feet of his teammate. Hammers him down to quite low, I think, but it's going to be another entry into the site, and this full buy from Blackout Gaming, this is going to leave them right up against it financially, I think. So Hydar and Eden going to be getting out of dodge. But the thing with mid, this applies more to Cash than it does with Mirage, which we just watched and just talked about, is you can do a lot with mid control on Cash. It causes you more problems. For example, if you get control of mid and you want to entry into A site, so you've got Squeaky and you've got A main, but they're basically coming in from the same angle if you want to think about it that way. If you've got mid control and you've got a player coming in towards highway area, the trouble that causes you, I mean, it's a real issue. Because if you've got players in the garage, then all they're going to be doing from here is trying to make sure that you don't get picked off from the angle. So you're going to be moving to positions where you can't be caught. Well, if you move to here behind quad, you are completely exposed from highway. If you're sitting here on site, then again, you can only go so far before you're stuck from the player at highway. You can't really, again, from here, try and retreat out and get to electric box or the truck. The only way you've got truck coverage is if you've got a player rotating in from B. So as soon as you give up this highway control, you've either got a player from white box looking towards quad or towards toxic. You've got a player that's falling out of yellow. Now, you might have someone playing here, gets flashed out, tries to drop out to highway, and there's a player there waiting. Up here as well, you do have a tight angle if you've got a player. I mean, here, you've got 2-3 Blackout players. They're not going to sit at truck 2. They're going to try and get out from that area to try and get towards yellow or towards toxic. If you're sitting there on top of the nest, you've got that angle to be able to pick up the frag. But it's difficult from around the site to actually get the angle to pick up the frag. You've pretty much got to be here, seeing that tiny little corner. And if there's action kicking off all around here like there is now with terrorists, are they going to let you step here and take that player out there? No, not a chance. So mid control, I think, can be very, very useful to you on T side. We're not even talking about the fact that you can break the vent, bounce through there and get into checkers and do damage into B as well, which is another factor, and that sets you up another bit of misdirection over towards the B side. Gives you another angle that you can try and enter. Plus, if you've got mid control, you've also got the Z or connector, which you can use. From here, you can take out rotators, you can get out and get towards truck, or if you want to go B, you've got this third angle to try and get in. You've probably got at least one, maybe two of the BCT players up in nest or down here, probably dealing with a smoke, can't see through it, got flushed out to this point. If you've got a player charging through Z, creating havoc for you, it is a real problem. So I think there is a lot of pressure to make sure that you have got mid locked down as Haidar pushes through from mid into garage. I think he's going to decide that he doesn't want to do any more there and drops himself out to sandbag. I think quite wise. Sloth taken down by Altalai, who's down to just over half HP. Symphony with the AWP, basically a glass cannon, 5 points of health. He's got to fear nades. A 4v4, still a winnable situation here for Appronto, and PTK gets the frag on Haidar. That's opened up that highway area. If they want to go for it, it's opened up the vent, it's opened up the connector. You see they've got a player in the vent, two players dropping out there into checkers. Straight away, that's two doors that you've got players charging in from if they want to try and enter. Eden gets one, but Shroomy and Eden both traded out very quickly. 3 versus 1 sitch now. That turned around pretty quickly, and it all came about because they had that mid control. Haidar stepped out, maybe exposed himself a little too much. He could have hopped up onto the coil, peeked in the mid, taken out that player, made sure the vent wasn't open, and then if they wanted to enter B, they would have to then go through B main into checkers to be able to create that split, and probably would have walked into the AWP. Now in the end, Eden and Shroomy, I think it was, had to both step onto the site just to give them any kind of semblance of cover to wait for the rotate to come in. And it is going to be 6-3 in favour of Appronto on their map choice.
Terrorists win.
Blackout Gaming back on the Eco-Deco. Molotov is going to stop any boost, at least for the time being, but it's not going to be for long. And in comes Symphony, going to be looking for a pick, maybe towards White Box, where Haidar's been making a nuisance of himself with the Deagle, picking up some frags. Blaze in there as well, thinking of stepping into Z, but they're moving instead towards the A site where they think there's some action. 2 players in mid though, they could get control of this pretty sharpish, and Symphony with the AWP scope may be ready to deal with a player that steps out into Z. Eden goes down to exactly that. Mid control's on. They've got highway. They could move into connector if they want. And this is where the A push is now starting to come in. Altalai gets one. Vienzo gets one as well with the AK. Ablaze steps up, trying to do what he can, but he's getting shot from behind by Sloth, by his teammate. Ablaze down to 29 points of health. 45 seconds left to go on the clock. 6-3 it is. Miguelito makes his way into B site this time, which is completely wide open. They also have the numbers advantage, so Plant going to come in, and I think Sloth and the Blaze, after Eco, will be feeling pretty happy with the weapons that they have obtained, and will be looking to save those for the next round and later rounds too. Okay, so no heavy hunting going on from the remaining 3 terrorists. It's going to be 7-3 going forward. Full buy coming in from the Blackout Gaming guys, and they are feeling the squeeze a little bit, but they will be able to keep on buying into the next round by the looks of things. A couple of scrubs, actually. He can go with the S&G. Going to try and get up close and personal. Actually, looks like he's going for a push. Was thinking about the push, at least. Sarah stacking over towards the other side, over towards A. Points are getting burned to a crisp. Altalai takes him out for the trouble as well. Altalai had a real struggle in the first half and the first map, actually. I don't think he even broke 10 frags over the whole contest. Now he shot his teammate in the back, a teammate who was really, really going huge. With the jump, and he's going to get one close. Actually, I think that might have been an AWP that he's got down there. Ablaze with an AWP of his own. Can he see the player through the smoke? Yes, he can. He does pick it up with the tracer fire, and Blackout Gaming are going to be picking up their 4th round here. That's going to help things no end. There's been a number of rounds on the spin that Appronto have put together, and look at that cash. So they've got 16 grand, a few of them. They are fine to keep on buying. Just to answer one question that we got in the Twitch chat, actually, the reason that my channel is Eclipse Esports TV rather than Crossybot or whatever, I will tell you. One reason is I spent about 80 quid on branding for Eclipse Gaming TV, and will not be changing it anytime soon, I don't think, for that reason. But 2, my plan was for Eclipse Gaming TV to not just be me. And I was going to get other commentators involved and pretty much have something on the regular. So not just talk about Counter-Strike, but have other games, have other people involved, other streamers, that kind of thing, and turn it into a bit of a, not necessarily a community, but more like a commentating team than anything else. Mainly focusing on game commentary rather than actual streaming. But it's one of those things that just hasn't ever panned out for various reasons. Big reason that I don't commentate as much as I'd like to is I spend a lot of time trekking 50 miles to where my other half is. We're still trying to get a house purchased, and at that point I'll be spending a lot more time grinding into the channel and doing a lot more with it. But for the time being, it hasn't quite panned out. The plan was for Eclipse Gaming TV to be a brand, and for me to be one of the commentators as part of that brand. And you know, one day that may still happen, but you know, for the time being, it's just me. As it's 4v1 situation in favour of Blackout Gaming. Ablaze with the AWP gets the final frag on Miguelito, and they are starting to get to grips with their CT setup here. Cash starting to build up for Blackout Gaming. For Appronto, starting to burn through theirs a little bit. But a couple of players with 6k, 8k, they can keep buying into it if they want to. They can drop an AWP if they want to. Going towards the B site then. Been shot down a few times towards A. So maybe thinking B is going to be the better route for them. They're running into a lot of utility. That fire has done a little bit of damage to Altalai, who's taken down to 22. And looks like players falling away and now deciding again they want to go in. They've got flashes. They're going to use them. Shroomy caught at headshot. There's a second player there. Will they have found him? Well, Eden, he's got one frag before he's traded out. Good trades, though, coming in from Appronto, and they've got the numbers in their favour. Maybe Haidar wants to think about going vents, hint, hint, but instead he drops into mid through connector to try and help out. 3v3, but they're spread out nicely. One on the site, one in storage, one in checkers. PTK, he is traded out. Haidar is caught again, though, as he tries to enter, and they don't get the refrag on Symphony and Ablaze. He has to fall out of there with that AWP. He just hasn't got the versatility or the flexibility or the movability or the ability. No, that's a bit harsh. Just wanted to keep that going as long as I could, but just didn't have the option really to do too much against the 2 players spread out like they were. So he's going to go for the save. pause called by Eden. A little 60 seconds to chat things over. 2 rounds left to go in the half. Judging by the finances, Blackout, if they don't win this, are probably going to be scrubbing some things together. They won one, lost one, so they've been reset. There is no real loss bonus for them to count on to bail them out into the second half. There's going to be a couple of players sitting on about 2K. Not second half, sorry, final round. That's the word I was looking for. They're going to be sitting on about 2K. That's not enough to do all that much with. So the plan has got to be, if they're not going to pick up the win in this round, to save as many weapons as they can. Eden can probably drop 2. Unless he's got a rebuy for himself. So they need to be smart here. Again, we talked about what's a good score. Well, 6 or 7 CT side on cash, I wouldn't complain about that too much. Got to be on point on your T side, but judging by what they showed on their T side on Mirage, they actually had the slight edge. So if they can get a decent score here, puts them in a nice position. 10-5, again, it's not the end of the world. You can do things with it, but it puts more pressure on your pistol round on your T side. Can you pick that one up? Got to be the first question. As push comes in from highway, so they've left this point open. I don't necessarily... I'm not against leaving it open as a Blaze up towards truck, so he's in a bit of trouble now. He needs rotates to come in. Eden coming in from behind does some damage to Vienzo, and he's going to be making his way now into the site of Blaze, trying to use the smoke to his advantage, and does, picking up the 1. And a Blaze has got 3 kills so far. 3v1 Sitch on the site of Vienzo. He's last man standing. He's got 2 though. Oh, and he's picked up the 3rd. What a clutch. Oh, they shouldn't have lost that. They should definitely not have lost that. They've lost all of their weapons. A couple of players on 2, lots on 2, 3 actually. Eden can throw a drop to someone, but instead goes with the AWP. And a couple of mistakes made by Blackout, I think, there. I don't have a problem with leaving mid and highway open like they did, but not sure who it was. Stepped out from the barrels and tried to peek it, and there is no point in trying to peek when you've got 2, 3 players on rushing you from there. Just got to drop back and wait for the rotate to come in. There's got to be a play in that situation, and in the end, they threw it away. I think they had the numbers advantage for a brief second until that peak came in. Just wait for the rotates to come in, and you know, if they get control of highway and you can get in from behind, plus you're sitting back on the site, you've actually pinched them in. It would have been a perfect situation, and in the end, it allowed for Vienzo to come up with a bit of individual brilliance. I think opportunity lost, 4v2. Retake needed. No weapons to save. So they can go for this. Eden already got 1. But the AWP's going to make it a little difficult. Blaze steps out. Eden with a refrag. 1v1. Symphony. AWP versus AWP battle. Eden can just stick this and will stick this. Nothing they can do about it. That's going to be a round on the board. 9-6. Good halves are exchanged. It's very, very good stuff in the end to pick that one up. But it should have been more. It should have been more. It should have been 8-7. And 8-7, CT side, would have been a super, super respectable score for Blackout. And it's an opportunity that they've missed there, unfortunately, for them. And what? Okay. I think what I'll do between... Actually, I'll do it now. I might have time. Just going to jump out of the game and back in and see if I can fix the scoreboard, etc. Because it's not even giving me a countdown for... how long's left? Sorry about this, guys. Super Gorilla streaming as always. There's a lot of things that I need. Second monitor being one of them. Or maybe just bring my laptop, because I bought myself a laptop so that I could stream on it, and found out that the laptop runs Counter-Strike at 10 FPS before I try and stream on it. And it's huge, so trying to lug it about, throw it in a bag, carry it home and away and all that sort of stuff. No, it's portable-ish, but I think it's a 17-inch monitor or something, so the thing is like a brick. Have I got a scoreboard now? Yes, I've got a scoreboard. All right, nice stuff. One advantage of the 2-minute pause in between halves gives me opportunities to completely quit my game, etc., etc. So pause coming in after this round. Interesting. I think I'll take that opportunity for a very brief break myself after this round. Ian just spamming a few shots over towards the B site. Does see one, does tag one. But Symphony pretty much got hit by a pea shooter there. 11 points of health taken off of his tally. Still leaves him 89 to work with. Line from 300. The Lord blessed him with 89 more. Appronto, one map down. Putting a very good performance on Blackout's map, though. Took it into overtime as Symphony pushes through. See you later, Shroomy. See you later, Eden. Running shots to the face. Bond comes in at the back of a Symphony with his third crisp shot to the face so far this round. And yeah, Slot, he's got a lot of players rushing into him. He's got the pea shooter. He can't just rain bullets into a point, but they are going for the defuse. They will get it, I think. And yeah, he's not able to get out and stop PTK. So bomb plant comes in. Cash in the bank for Blackout. And I think, is that pause going in? I think this is going to be that pause coming in unless they stopped it. So, oh no, okay. Looks like they reversed that pause, no problem. So push through mid, Vinzo's got one, Symphony's got one. Vinzo's got two, just didn't even move his mouse. He's just spamming into that angle, waiting for the player to strafe back into it to try and get into the cover of the smoke, and picks up a frag. Miguelito catches Eden as he tries to sprint into the site, runs straight into a scout. Oh, wow. I know we're talking eco bashes here, but this is fairly good stuff coming in from Appronto on their map. Outerlie tied for joint bottom on the frag chart, but only one behind Vinzo, who dropped to 36 last time out. Bit more an even performance. Haidar tempted to go for the boost onto mid. Catches a Molotov instantly and drops out of there. PTK spamming through into Squeak. Giving away that he's got a bit of a weak weapon choice. Miguelito, he's got a weak weapon in that Scout, but he seems to keep finding headshots with it. Haidar acknowledges with a nice shot, and very much deserved, I would say. Come on, PTK, you know you want to. He's closed the door. Would have been so tempted to open that door and push it, surely. Outerlie grabs Sloth. Walks into A main from the lockers. It's like maybe he wants to think about moving from that spot. Oh, no, it's worked out really well for him. He's got his second frag. Position will have been known, will have been called. Didn't shift away from it, but he was more than equal to the second player coming in, knowing where he's going to be coming from. Ablaze with the solitary frag so far for Blackout in this round. Got Eden making his way up highway. They've let this go. Eden, though, he couldn't flick. He had two players on him. Blaze pushing out, but Miguelito with the scout is able to get his second of the round. He's dangerous with that weapon. So I think he's decided to keep it. He's decided to keep it. Fair enough. He's going to be locking down the mid area with that weapon. And we'll talk about this very quickly. As PTK throws a nade, gets the Kobe on Haidar. Symphony pushes through and gets Eden as well. I was thinking that could have been pretty quick, but it hasn't actually panned out this time. So, little chance to talk about something. When you've got a player, now I know this is situational, but in the team that I play in on the regular, we've got a guy who pretty much exclusively uses P90. Now the thing about that is more often than not it leaves us at a disadvantage because, for example, Dust 2, he likes to play B. So you've got B P90. If you need to deal with any kind of A pushes and deal with rotates, coming up short or coming up long with a P90, he's going to be facing off against a rifle or an AWP. He hasn't got a chance. So the A defense has got to be super solid because if you need that P90 player to rotate and do any damage, then it's an issue. But one, he's super effective when the rush comes into the site that he's dealing with. And two, it means that you've got this extra economy in your team. So where you would normally feel the squeeze, especially on CT side when things aren't going your way, you've got this player that can buy up the P90 and the utility and the armor that he wants and then drop a rifle or just drop an AWP casually. And it changes that dynamic. So Miguelito, he's traded up to the AWP now, but those few rounds that he picked up with the scout, crucial. You see he's sitting there, he had some cash he can drop, and it gives you that extra bit of buffer that you need. At this point, 13-6 CT side, where you would normally eco, if you've got that extra cash in the bank, where you could force or you could go for a full buy, 100% you go for the full buy. You've got these guys on the ropes. Blackout, you know, they're looking for a way into this, and you know, you don't want to give them that opportunity. You want to go into that third map full of confidence, and if you've got that extra cash in the bank to keep buying, well, you keep buying. And you keep going for it. Stacking out towards the ace. They're trying for the boost, and actually they could have got the angle here. It has panned out. They have managed to trade out these frags. The Blaze on the rotate. Does get all outalized. He tries to come away from the ace side. Vinzo taken down to 34 in the spray down with a Blaze, but comes out on top there. Plant comes in. Haidar, got to be fearful of nades with 2 points of health. He's boosting into the vents. Okay, I like that play. I wouldn't have liked him sitting in checkers because that smoke, you might have been tempted to spam through that, and that would have been game over without needing any kind of info, but nothing going to come of that. I think it is going to be a save from the Appronto guys. Or Appronto, I'm probably saying it wrong half the time. Sorry, guys.
Terrorists win.
So, sitrep. 13-7 in favour of Appronto on their map. They just lost one of the 3 weapons they were saving in that round, but as far as the economics go, they're not doing too bad. Vinzo's got 3-4, so he can maybe cobble together a drop if they want to keep buying into this thing. At Blackout, they've got a couple of players that can deal with a reset. You know, they've had loss bonus raking up. They'll only have 1450 coming in if they lose this round from the reset of their loss bonus. It's going to take them a while to build that back up, so it's useful that they've got 3 players that can buy. leaving the others to scrub. Miguelito with an opening gambit, though, taking down Eden, and they're trying to get in through the player at Squeaky, who's causing him all sorts of issues, and they end up trading out. Vinzo catches Haidar as he steps into mid. From that position, he is a little too slow, actually, to be able to help out his teammates, and maybe he's rushing out of the garage, not expecting a player to be there, or not playing as if there's going to be someone there. Because of that, he knew that he had to get on his bike. The defuse probably going to be coming in at this point, and they're actually both going for the hunt. Now they go for that defuse, and Sloth, he's just waiting for the exit, which he doesn't get. Looks away at an inopportune moment. Blackout do get reset at 14-7. You see, so we're going to have 3 decent buys, a FAMAS, and probably armor, dig, utility. Yeah. Armor, utility, upgraded pistol for a Blaze. He'll try and pick up a weapon if he can. Sloth going for the ump. Symphony getting aggro in the checkers. Vinzo with the opening frag on mid as they try and get themselves out of there. You can see him, he's trying to be a little passive. Gets 2 before he's sprayed out. Shroomy with the spray. Symphony does go down in the end. Making hard work of this Blackout. You can feel it, they're struggling here. Not really their map choice, but as we talked about at the beginning, Cash plays a simple way. Shroomy takes down Ultralight. PTK walking around the site. Eden completely caught unawares. He's going to sit on that defuse. Shroomy needs to get in. Needs to get in. It's not planted for him. Defuse comes in. Loses his weapon in the skirmish as well. 15-7. We are on map point. And I think this has to come down to mistakes. Mistakes first and foremost on the Blackout side. A few times where they could have got themselves into a better position on CT sides for a kickoff. I think 2 rounds before the end of the half, as we say, there was one guy that stepped out and faced into highway when he could have played passive, waited for the rotate of the B players. They could have pincered the T's in highway, and then maybe would have taken it to 8-7 or something like that. And Blaze gets one. Haidar gets one, pushing up onto the site as well. Plant is going to come in, maybe. No, he's holding off on that Plant for the time being. Now goes for it. 3v3 situation. We get that lag. This is probably game over right here and now, but we will sit with it and see the conclusion of this map. Again, a few players that got tanked as well on this T side. Sloth gets one. PTK does get one. Symphony, though, trades out. Haidar, last man against 2. What can he do from this position? Gets one on the jump. Knows where they're coming from, but tries to get the spray down. Gets the one. Doesn't quite get the second. And that is GG being exchanged. Symphony takes a while to find it, but there we go. Deciding map. It's going to be Nuke. And Appronto after that. They put real pressure on Blackout on their map choice. They have comprehensively won their map. And Nuke, well, it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. Nuke is one of those maps where, depends on how much time teams have put into it, it's not a favourite, it's not a popular one, and I think it does unstick teams, particularly on the CT side. But thrilling conclusion is on the table. I'm really looking forward to bringing this one to you. I'm glad it went to 3 maps, despite being a Blackout community member. This has been some great stuff. I'm going to take about a 5-minute break before we get into the 3rd and deciding map of this CSGO League semi-final. I'm going to take a quick break and leave you with some tunes. We'll be back as soon as we can, roughly 5 minutes. Thank you very much, guys.